Good morning, students. Last class we already discussing about that is structure of brain. What is the parts of the brain? What is the function of forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain? After the central nervous system, we are going to discussing about the peripheral nervous system. Today class we are going to discussing about the peripheral nervous system. What is system? Anna? Peripheral nervous system. What is system? Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. What is system? Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system means the neurons are originated from the brain as well as spinal cord. These neurons are connected with each and every body of the cells and organs and tissues. The neurons originated from the brain as well as spinal cord. Some of the neurons are sensory neurons. Some of the neurons are motor neurons. Some of the neurons are mixed neurons. Some of the neurons are interneuron. They consist of motor as well as sensory neurons. Today class we are going to discussing about the peripheral neural system or peripheral nervous system. What is system? Peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system means the neurons are originated from the neurons are arised from the brain. The neurons are arised from the brain as well as spinal cord. The neurons are arised from the brain as well as spinal cord. The neurons are arised from the brain is known as the nerves originated from the brain. Nerves originated from the brain is known as the cranial nerves. What is the nerves? Cranial nerves. The nerves originated from the spinal cord. The nerves are originated from the spinal cord. The neurons arised from the spinal cord. It is known as the spinal nerves. You know, spinal nerves. What is the nerves? Spinal nerves. What is nerves? Spinal nerves. How many cranial nerves arised from the brain? How many neurons are arised from the brain? It is known as the 12 pairs of the neurons. 12 pairs of the nerves. How many nerves? 12 pairs of nerves. How many spinal nerves are arised? The spinal nerves are arised from the 31 pairs of the spinal nerves. How many pairs of the spinal nerves? 31 pairs of the nerves. How many pairs? The brain, the neurons are arised from these both neurons, cranial nerves and spinal nerves. These neurons are arised from the brain. These neurons are arised from the spinal cord. These neurons, it is send message to the whole body. They distributed into the whole body. But some of the neurons are sensory neurons. Some of the neurons are motor neurons. What is the nature of these neurons? Some of the neurons are mixed neurons. Motor neurons as well as sensory neurons. Sensory neurons means the neurons send the message from the sensory organs to central nervous system. Sensory organs to central. The neurons are they will send the message to the central nervous system to and the central nervous system to. They will send message to the central nervous system to and the sensory organs. We'll discuss each and every one. First one, that is the cranial nerves. How many cranial nerves are present? 12 pairs of the cranials. How many pairs of cranials? After them, spinal nerves, 31 pairs of the spinal nerves. How many cranial nerves? 12 pairs of the cranial nerves. How many cranial nerves are present? 12 pairs of the cranial nerves. How many pairs of the cranial nerves? 12 pairs of the cranial nerves. How many pairs? How many pairs is the cranial nerves? How many cranial nerves are located? 12 pairs of the 12 pairs of the cranial nerves are arised from the brain. 12 pairs of the cranial nerves are arised from the brain. How many pairs? 12 pairs of cranial nerves are arised from the brain, or from the brain. This cranial nerves, the cranial nerves always indicate Roman numbers. The cranial nerves always, it is indicated in the Roman numbers. Cranial nerves. Cranial nerves. The cranial nerves always indicate Roman numbers. The first cranial, the second cranial, the third cranial, next one, the fourth cranial, fifth cranial, sixth one, seventh one, and eighth cranial, the ninth cranial, 10th cranial, 11th cranial, and 12th cranial. How many cranial nerves are located? 12 pairs of the cranial nerves. How many pairs? 12 pairs of the nerves. These cranial nerves always indicate Roman numbers. The 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 first cranial nerve. What is the name of this cranial nerves? Name of the cranial nerve. Name of the cranial nerve. Name of the cranial nerves. Name of the cranial nerves. Okay. Next one. Nature of this cranial nerves. What is the nature of this cranial? What is the nature? Next one. What is the function of this cranial? 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 First cranial nerve. What is the first cranial nerve? What is the first cranial nerve? Olfactory cranial nerve. Olfactory cranial nerve. Olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerve. What is the nerve? Olfactory nerve. What is the second nerve? Optic nerve. Optic nerve. Optic nerve. Optic nerve. Olfactory nerve. Optic nerve. Third one. After the third one, oculomotor nerve. Oculomotor nerve. Next, fourth one, trochlear nerve. Trochlear nerve. What is the name? Trochlear nerve. Fifth one, trigeminal nerve. What is the nerve? Trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal nerve. What is the fifth one? Trigeminal nerve. Next one, sixth one. After the trigeminal, abducens nerve. Abducens nerve. What is the nerve? Abducens nerve. What is the seventh one? Facial nerve. What is the nerve? Facial nerve. What is the nerve? Facial nerve. Facial nerve, trochlear nerve, trigeminal nerve, and abducens nerve. After the eighth one, after the facial, after the eighth one, it is indicate, after the eighth one, or seventh one, it is eighth one, it is indicate, is the auditory nerve. What is the nerve? Auditory nerve. Auditory nerve. What is the eighth one? Auditory nerve. Ninth one, glossopharyngeal nerve. Glossopharyngeal nerve. What is the nerve? Glossopharyngeal nerve. 10th one, vagus nerve. Vagus nerve. What is the nerve? Vagus nerve. 11th one, spinal accessory nerve. Spinal accessory nerve. Accessory nerve. 11th one, it is the, after the spinal accessory, glossopharyngeal nerve. It is the 9th one. It is the vagus nerve. Next one, the spinal accessory nerve. 11th one is known as a spinal accessory nerve. Next nerve, hypoglossal nerve. It is a nerve. Hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve. What is the nature of these neurons? What is the nature of these nerves? What is the nature of this each and every nerve? What is the nature of these neurons? What is the nature of these neurons? Hypoglossal, glasso or hypoglossal neurons. Hypoglossal neurons. Okay. What is the nature of the olfactory nerve? What is the nature of this olfactory nerve? Sensory nature. What is the nature? Sensory nature. They will send the message to the sensory organs to brain. What is the optic nerve? Is also sensory nature. Next one, oculomotor is the motor nature. Motor means they will send message to the brain to sensory organs. Next one, motor. What is it? Motor. What is it? Motor. The next, trigeminal. It is the trigeminal. It is the mixed neurons. Mixed means they consist of sensory as well as motor. Okay. Mixed means mixed neurons. Mixed neurons. Mixed means they consist of sensory as well as motor. Sensory as well as motor. It is the mixed neurons. Next neuron, motor neurons. The next neuron, motor neurons. The next indicate neuron, sensory neuron. Sensory neuron. The next indicate mixed neuron. Mixed neuron. After the motor, they indicate sensory. After the sensory indicate, it is the mixed neurons. Mixed neurons. After mixed, they indicate sensory. After they indicate mixed and mixed. After that indicate sensory. No, mixed. This is indicated. Sensory. After that indicate mixed. After that indicate sensory. Mixed. These are the two are the mixed. These are the mixed motor. Okay, these neurons. Okay, no? Sensory nature, motor, mixed, and motor, sensory, mixed, and mixed, motor. These are the neurons, nature of these neurons. What is the function of these olfactory neurons? What is the function? Smell. What is the function of these olfactory neurons? Smell. What is the function of these optic neurons? Vision. What is the function? Vision. Next, oculomotor. Movement of the eyeball. Movement of the eyeball. Movement of the eyeball. Tracular means these are the movement of the eyeball. Next one, movement of the eyeball. The next one, rotation of the eyeball. These are the rotation of the eyeball. Rotation of the eyeball. This traculomotor. Next one, trigeminal. This trigeminal, it is helpful for the movement of the tongue and teeth movement and chewing. This what is the activity? Chewing activity. The muscle, the movement of the tongue, movement of the teeth, the chewing activity. This trigeminal neurons is also known as a dentist neuron. What is a neuron? Dentist neuron. The dentist neuron, chewing. They are helpful for the chewing purpose. Appendices neuron. This appendices neuron is helpful for the. It is also helpful for the rotation of the eyeball. Rotation of the eyeball. Rotation of the eyeball. Rotation of the eyeball. facial neurons. Facial means facial expression. Facial expression. What is it? Facial expression. Facial expression. Next, auditory neurons. These auditory neurons are helpful for the hearing. They are helpful for the hearing, and it is helpful for the movement of the head to maintain the equilibrium. Hearing, okay, the listen. Glossopharyngeal, the movement of the, that is the movement of the swelling of the food particles. Swelling, it is a movement of the pharynx. Movement of the pharynx. Movement means swallowing process. They are helpful for the movement of the pharynx, means swallowing the food particles. And also glasso means the gastric, means they are helpful for the taste also. They are the taste. Vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is helpful for the, to produce the sound. Vocal cords. They are helpful for the vocal cords. They are helpful for the digestion process also. Helpful for the vocal cords. Vocal cords. And also decreasing of heartbeat. And the respiratory activities also they are helpful for. Next, spinal accessory neurons. They are helpful for the movement of the larynx and pharynx. Movement of the larynx and pharynx. Movement of the larynx and pharynx. Next one, hypoglossal. It is the movement of the tongue. Taste of the tongue. Movement of the tongue. They are helpful for the movement of the tongue. These are indicated peripheral nervous system. The neurons are originated from the, these are the originated from the brain. The neurons are originated from the brain. It is known as a cranial nerves. The neurons are originated from the brain, is known as a cranial nerves. Okay, it is the longest nerves and the largest nerves. The longest nerve and longest nerve means vagus. What is the longest nerve? The longest nerve. What is the longest nerve? It is the longest nerve. Largest nerve. Trigeminal nerve. What is the largest means trigeminal. These are the largest. This is the vagus means longest. Okay, trigeminal. Okay, trigeminal, it is that. Okay, next one, thinnest. Okay, thinnest. Okay, it is the largest means, longest means vagus, largest means trigeminal nerve. Okay, next one, smallest nerve. Smallest, it is the abducens. Trochlear means thinnest. Okay, smallest. These are the nerves originated from the cranial. These are nerves originated from the brain. Coming to the spinal nerves. Coming to the spinal nerves. Coming to the spinal nerves. How many spinal? 31 pairs. The next one, spinal nerves. How many pairs are present? These spinal nerves are originated from the spinal cord. The nerves are originated from the spinal cord. The spinal cord means it is a cylindrical body. It is elongated body of the medulla oblongata. This spinal cord means it is a neural cord. It is surrounded by the vertebral column. The vertebral column, it is protected by the, for example, it is a spinal cord. The surrounding of the spinal cord, it is consists of vertebral column. The 26 vertebral bones, they're protected by the spinal cord. The spinal cord. Some of the neurons are originated from the spinal cord. These neurons are originated from the spinal cord is known as a spinal nerves. How many spinal nerves? 31 pairs of spinal nerves. How many pairs of the spinal nerves are originated? 31 pairs. The first pair it is known as a cervical nerves. Cervical nerves. The cervical nerves. How many pairs of the cervical nerves? These are the cervical nerves. 8 pairs. How many pairs? 8 pairs. The next one. After the cervical, okay, cervical, thoracic. Cervical means neck. Neck. The neurons are originated from the 8 pairs of neurons are originated. Cervical. Cervical, thoracic. Thoracic part. Thoracic part. The thoracic part. How many pairs? 12 pairs. How many pairs? The 12 pairs are originated from the thoracic part. The thoracic part. Okay, 12 pairs. After the thoracic, cervical, thoracic, lumbar. You know? Lumbar. Lumbar. How many pairs? 5 pairs. How many pairs? 5 pairs. After the lumbar, sacral. Sacral. How many pairs? 5 pairs. Sacral. How many pairs? Next one. Coaxal, a thigh. Coaxal. Thigh area. How many neurons is the one pair? How many pairs? 20, 25, 30, 31 pairs. 31 pairs. 31 pairs. The maximum the spinal nerves are mixed nerves. The maximum the nerves are mixed nerves. Mixed nerves means they consist of both sensory as well as motor. Sensory and motor. Sensory and motor. It is the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system means the neurons are originated from the brain. The neurons are originated from brain is known as the cranial. The neurons are originated from the spinal cord is known as the spinal nerves. Spinal nerves. Thank you very much.